the damn name escape Real Housewives of. But hobby ever. It says right here, Kenny Burris, the latest RHOA spinoff, SWB and Escape the Queens of R&B, was pretty much even in the ratings with the now canceled Kandi and the Gang. According to the just released numbers, episode 1 of Bravo's latest new series scored a 0.17 in the 18 to 49 demo, which that right there is the advertiser. So anybody, if you watch wrestling, if you're a wrestling fan, I'm a wrestling fan, y'all know we carry the demos, we carry the numbers, and that's what we get into. So I'm a real big person to go online and go see, what the shows is doing, and let's see what people watching the shows, see if they're gonna, get renewed. This another show, Kandi ain't gonna get renewed. Kandi and the Gang ain't get renewed, and this one ain't gonna do it. So sorry, Mona Scott. I'm sorry, but this ain't gonna do it either. And only 400. The series premiered at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time behind part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Now, everybody be talking about something. Y'all need to. Most people need to start talking about Potomac and start talking about what people doing, what they doing. Potomac be having people. They had their content go up. People be going, be hitting 100,000 subscribers, a million subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, all the other subscribers talking about the colorist girls over there in Potomac. I'm not doing that over here. I don't even watch the show. I can't even tell you nobody on here on the show. I think the dark skin one. I think that's the girl from Love and Basketball, the one who tried to go out with Evelyn. If that's probably her, I don't know. Possibly, I think they might say I'm wrong for saying that, but hey, who to say? Who gives a damn? Hobby of them. The article goes on to say SWV and Escape the Queens of R&B, which features Kandi, Latasha Scott, which is the big one, Tamika Tiny Harris, which is the one of many faces, and Tamika Scott, which is the jittery one, the one that just turned her back on her sister, is going on a small reunion tour with SWV, pretty much even with Kandi, pretty much even with Kandi and the Gang, which earned a 0.12 share and a 491,000 live viewers when it premiered back in March of 2022, which also aired on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and watch clips and views of that show as well. They own matter of fact, let me see. Let me take this down and see. Did they even upload how many episodes of the show even on YouTube at this point? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see how many episodes SWV and Escape. She said she ain't even seen the episode. She said she only see it when she be seeing on the shade room and on the neighborhood talk. Hold on. Bravo. SWV. Yeah. Escape the Queen. I mean, I know this show. Don't ever forget this show is executive produced by Mona Scott Young. Y'all know, look, in the comments, look, let me tell y'all. I have a screenshot of some comments of people where they was talking about Black China on her face, right? People were saying this is what they were saying about Black China on her face. Why I get this going about how many episodes. They say, is she gonna put some melanin back in her skin too? That was a comment. Somebody said about Black China, they said she looked like Jim Carrey in the mask. The peoples also say after losing that lawsuit against the Kardashians, she need a new hustle. China bye. The comments flooded in by saying, "Trust me, she's experiencing some problems already. That's why she's removing things." hmm hmm And hold on. It's also some more comments about the escape people that I wanted to get y'all into. Hold on, hold on. Let my screen open. Let me stick on topic here. Let's go back to the escape girls. Tamika forgot it was only okay. Hold on. Let me see. How many episodes? Episode 3. Okay, sneak peek episode 3. Okay, so episode 1, episode 2. In episode 2 altogether, they only made 8 to 900,000 viewers. Not even hitting a million. The show not hitting a million. And it's crazy because every show Candy's on does not crack a million viewers no more. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, not a million viewers. Kandi and the Gang, not 1,000,000 viewers. The SWV and Escape, not 1,000,000 viewers. But Kandi said that on her speak on it that she was the reason why that they even got as far as they did as a group with Escape because she sing mostly lead on all her songs. And it's crazy because she has convinced this girl's sister, Latasha's sister, Tamika, the big one's little sister, that she is, proven correct by going at it with her sister, by disrespecting her sister every other day, every other chance she get, every other time they get. I will play some videos and some clips of it, but I don't want to get flagged. Remember, I told y'all we already tried to play some escape video clips up here, and we already got taken down, and we're gonna keep getting taken down because we was on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe, 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 subscribe. Now, if you remember on the show when Kenny was on her speak on it, she was not even Kenny doing speak on. Do y'all know that Tamika Scott has a YouTube channel, and Tamika be talking about her sister, her full-blooded Tamika Scott be talking about her full-blooded sister on her YouTube channel, and she be talking about Rocky, her brother-in-law on there, and she was talking about this face right here. Hold on, this right here is going viral. When Rocky had pulled up on Tamika when she was doing her confessionals, and they say she looked like a deer in headlights when she seen it, when she saw it, and she said that that's mind control, and she said God should be the only man that she should fear, and God should be a man on her side. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me take the ratings part out. Hold on, y'all wait on, y'all wait right here. I want to show y'all because this is what she said triggered her. Tamika said that when she saw her sister make this face right here, she said it triggered her. It triggered her. Girl, you go on YouTube and try to look up, girl. They all these little wallpapers to them, and like, girl, people really downloading that to put on their damn computer. What's her name? Escape. What's her name? TOCHA. I guess that's her name. Um, Confession. No, and Hook. Hold on. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Let me see. Girl, it ain't showing it. Hold on. Let me see if I got it on my phone. Child, I ain't got it on my phone. But anywho, Tamika be on YouTube dragging her sister like her sister, not her sister. Tamika be on YouTube talking about her sister like her sister was not the only one on that stage with her, helping her get that bag. Tamika be on YouTube talking. Let me show you Tamika YouTube channel. Show y'all what she was talking about. Hold on. Oh, shout out to Latasha, big ass Latasha. She got her she got her whatchamacallit, she got her gospel album and gospel song is coming out. And if you want to get Latasha's side of the story on all this stuff going on, you just got to go on them little gospel pages, them gospel sites, stuff like that. Cause she do interviews with the gospel people. She don't do interviews for us. Hold on. This right here is Tamika. This right here is what Tamika said on her page. Hold on. I'm gonna just play the sound because I don't want to have to keep buffering. Hold on.
Hey, where's the camera? I think the camera's right there. Let me look right there to make sure I'm looking at y'all. How y'all doing today? Okay, we are on episode 2, and I've been busy. I've been busy, y'all. I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to come to you and just give my intake, my expressions on
Y'all want to see it?
episode 2. Whew, it's a lot. There's a lot there. The beginning was hard for me to watch. Ain't gonna lie, y'all. When I saw it last week, literally, I was just so drained. I was mentally, physically, physically, spiritually drained. I stayed in the bed all day. Like Princess didn't even go to school at all. I was just there in my room. You have to watch it on TV. It's like you relive it, and then all these memories come back. And it was just crazy. It wasn't supposed to be that way. We weren't supposed to talk our family business in front of the cameras. And I know y'all tired of me saying that, but that bothered me a lot, and it still bothers me because I was trying to get with my sister way before we filmed to squash whatever beef we had. Because you don't do this. You don't, you know what I mean? We come from a family where you don't tell nobody your business. You deal with it behind closed doors. But again, my sister wanted it her way. The conversation we had on camera should have been had off camera. And like I said before, because it wasn't, it's playing out now on TV. Never ever meant to say anything about that incident because like I said, I forgave her. Nobody knew about it, but I just felt attacked. That was the first thing that came out that took me to my comfort zone because I knew once I started telling the truth on top of her lies that she would be quiet, and she was quiet. In fact, the cameras got kicked out. But we're neither here nor there. And it's crazy that I've been getting a lot of DMs with people that feel the same, the people that feel like their parent has favored their brother or their sister over them. And it's a hurtful feeling. It is. But a lot of people, some of my friends was like, girl, you grown, get over it. Get over it. Some people say get over it. But how you gonna tell me to get over something when you don't feel the pain? You wasn't there. You know what I mean? You don't have those.
I'm sorry, she is boring. Like, oh my gosh, like, whew, Jesus. Like, I feel like if I just let her keep talking, y'all just gonna stop watching the damn show. I, I feel like the more I let her talk, the more y'all gonna just zoom out. I feel like the more she keep going, the less y'all gonna come around. I can't even believe that she's even still there. She's even doing this. She's real deal talking about her sister on this in front of a camera. She got this grown ass woman got in front of a camera to talk about her sister. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Those memories logged. A lot of stuff that I tried to take out of my mind. But just watching this show just brought everything back. So I was a hot mess that next day. I just hate the place my sister and I are in. We should not be here. I don't have her number. She changed her number. So I don't know.
Now she don't got her sister number. Girl, awkward, weird. And the fact that you saying, I could elaborate on it, and it's so crazy. It's so ironic that I would be the one to repeat a sentence like that, but it's not about me. It's about her. I think it got down. Happy St. Patrick's Day, girl. But you ain't gonna get lucky for me to tell my tea. But we're gonna talk about your tea, and we're gonna make sure you write that down so that we ever hear you say that you called your sister, you somebody lying. Either y'all had made up or you got her number, and it's crazy. Cause I mean, the same happened to your sister. Somebody gonna have to tell you. It ain't gonna be Kandi because she ain't gonna tell you nothing about your sister.
I don't know if she'll ever want to sit down like we should have done before we started filming. I don't know. I'm just praying that it's fixable. Um, I don't know. I know I look tired, y'all. I just literally came home. It's late. I got some good
Oh, hold on, shit, she got good news.
things that's going on that I can talk about before I go on. Continue. I was
Try anywho. I don't even want to bore y'all with it. This lady is wrong talking about talking about her sister. She she's allowed. Okay, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what Kandi has convinced y'all to think is happening. Y'all really think that because of some money. I don't really believe that it's really over money. I think y'all need to understand these two sisters who even when Kandi and Tiny didn't even want to go on stage and do anything with them, these two sisters were the only two people that was representing their whole label as the group. Um, Mind you, if you remember when Fat Ass Tasha didn't Fat Ass Tasha in the sister to whatever her sister name is, Tamika and Tiny Remember when they was doing Escape? Remember they had to be Escape 3 because remember Kandi didn't want to be a part of the group. Kandi didn't want to make new music. If you remember in the original series of the whole Escape thing back when they had the original show, Kandi was the one that was the villain. Kandi was the one that was coming off like how fat ass coming off. Kandi was the one that was the one 911, I ain't gonna do it. Which is why if you look back at the show, Kandi said, and if you look at her speak on it, talking about finally doing the correct things, finally saying yes, finally being on board with things. And it's so crazy how you all of a sudden now you want to be on board, all of a sudden you want to do stuff. But when these girls been trying to do stuff, and all of a sudden they gotta find now all of a sudden they're supposed to be in down. Every time I talk about that lady from Atlanta, my stuff get the flickering. It get the flickering like it's at the Krusty Krab. She better got goons down here in Bride. She better got goons in Bride. She better got goons in Bride. All I gotta say. Anywho, like I was saying, Kandi was the one who was the villain. Kandi was the one that Kandi wasn't even the villain just for the show. So all the people who be like, oh, they just do that because they edited. If you go back, Kandi never wanted to do nothing with them for the past 15 to almost 20 years with these same girls. Remember, it's the video clip of Kandi, a Tiny even saying, so what do you want to do, Kandi? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? It's either you doing it, it's either you want to do it or you don't. Remember, T.I. even said it. So y'all guys gotta only do something when Kandi say y'all gotta do it. It's always going back to Kandi. Kandi has always thought that she was the powerhouse of the group. And Kandi has always held this grudge and blocked this girl bad, but on account of because they came out and told people that she had done slept with Jermaine Dupri and Jermaine Dupri daddy. And for those of y'all out there who saying that Kandi don't stop no bads, Kandi not here stopping bads, say TSA, no, she don't do it. Yes, she do. Let's never forget, Phaedra can't come back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta as long as Kandi's on the show. Kandi said if they ever decide to bring Phaedra back, she done. She ain't coming back. She's over. It's never happening. She's just never gonna let it go. She's gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna give you another example of her doing it. Remember, she was the one that convinced all the girls on the Real Housewives of Atlanta to all gang together and all not and band together and not want to film with Nene so that way they could all collectively get together as a cohesive unit and just get rid of the girl, exile the girl. There go another bag. Stop. That's all you ever done was insert yourself in an ensemble group of cats and we always tried to be the cream of the top of the crop. But the cream ain't cropping, baby, because these shows that you bring out, though none of them hit $1 million. A million viewers. Kandi, you have not surpassed Real Housewives of Atlanta on 1 million viewers. Ever since Nene left, the Real Housewives of Atlanta has not cleared 1 million viewers. And if it do, it's only far and few in between. When you go on your Kandi in the Gang, remember when you sat down your live and you said the Kandi in the Gang, the old lady gang is renewed for 5 seasons. When y'all was only a week in, girl. We only seen 1-2 seasons. That was it. They ain't never seen it again, girl. And you want to know why? Because it never went past 1 million viewers. And now here you is on another show with SWV. Y'all can't even get 500,000 people to watch that show. And y'all actually got real issues and dramas of people actually going on. But see, the problem is we all already know that the tour ain't gonna work. Because remember, we all have already lived this in real time. We know that y'all not gonna do it. And did y'all see them on Billboard? Let me show y'all the Escape girls on Billboard. They didn't have fat ass with them. Hold on. Escape Billboard. Ain't have fat ass Tasha with them. Fat ass Tasha went with them. Hold on. Ooh, I got AG in the front. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. I wasn't expecting to spend this much time on these girls. And I know what y'all gonna say. You sitting there talking about Kandi. I'm not talking about Kandi. Like I said, don't nobody watch these shows. Can't nobody tell you what I'm talking about. So clearly I'm talking about this because I enjoy talking about it. Because ain't nobody even, it ain't no click and view. It ain't no click and view. That is not no click and view. Now we finna get into this video. It's 7 minutes long, but we ain't gonna watch all 7 minutes. But this the Escape girls talking about what's going on with their group. Hold on. And it's via Billboard.
My biggest concern when I was thinking of
It's via Billboard. Let it load. Y'all know we gotta let it load. We in the garage. We Candy, like I said, while that's loading, Kandi can't clear 1 million viewers. Kandi can't. If Kandi could do what she do on her YouTube, things would be amazing for them. Hold on.
So simple as 1, 2, 3. Understanding is what we need.
So we had to switch up.
Oh my God, yes, I can do it, yes.
Hi, we're Escape, and this is Billboard News.
Before Fifth Harmony, before the Spice Girls, before Destiny's Child, there was a platinum-selling group named Escape.
In the 90s, girl groups were popping. We had like real raw talent. Escape put out 3 banging albums that all went platinum plus, baby.
Y'all know we can't play no music. Y'all know, look, we already been struck. We ain't gonna keep getting struck right here.
Welcome everybody to Billboard News. This is Gail Mitchell, Executive Director of R&B and Hip Hop, and I'm so excited to welcome to Billboard News today, Kandi, Tiny, and Tamika of Escape. Very great to have you ladies here.
Thank you. It feels good to be here.
When they have the word harmony in the dictionary, they just have to put your picture.
Now notice when these 3 get together and they in a group, they don't call it Escape 3. They call this just Escape. This full blown Escape on the interview. If you trying to look this up to Google this video, you have to type in Escape in the search bar, and they're all gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up because this 3 counts as Escape. As long as Kandi's in the group, it's considered Escape. But it's like if Kandi's not in the group, it's Escape 3. I just want y'all to notice that. Oh, and did you know Kandi said that her voice is a distinctive voice in the group? She's in. Girl, listen to this. Hold on, it's loading. Y'all know how we doing the grind.
Okay, well, you got the Queens of R&B show, which is SWV and Escape, and it's basically showing the ins and outs of our lives personally and collectively as a group, and then we're trying to do something that we've never done with another 90s group, the SWV Girls. So you're gonna see like a lot of back and forth with our own group, and then we have like moments where, you know, Escape and SWV are not always getting along. You'll see a different side of us and everybody on this new Bravo show.
Are we ready to see SWV and Escape tonight?
2 iconic groups coming together. Oh my goodness. One main reason we were real cautious about going into this with our friends, because we know how hard it is sometimes with us strong.
Yeah.
We've been knowing each other since we were 15. Sometimes it's hard to do business with friends and family because you have to have different hats. You got to know when to take off the sister hat and put on the boss hat.
It took us a minute to get back in a good place because a lot of people know we went like over a decade without performing together. It was really hard working through the mess and being able to get to a good place.
You set up our 3rd album to get your solo deal. Yes, you did.
We broke up in 1999.
So when we started back performing together last year, I just didn't feel like it was a good idea to go back into a reality show because then I was like, oh, this might put us back in a place where we might not be able to perform together.
Right. So before we get into other questions, just how long did you film this?
3.5 months of hell.
Yeah. We had to deal with our own stuff as a group. Then we had these 2 groups with egos involved and trying to work out simple things, just like who's going to start the show, who's going to end the show, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, you know? So
boring.
We are the headliners. I sold 30 million records, bitch.
Here we go.
Then I guess it might beg the question, would you do this again?
We won't say that we will, but I've learned to never say never, so I will just keep it there.
Ladies, I have to ask the obvious question. We are missing a 4th member. Where's Latasha?
During the time of the TV show, there were a lot of things that we needed to deal with personally that we're still dealing with.
You'll see a lot of it.
You'll still
on Bravo on the show.
Where is Tasha?
She's not coming. I had a meeting today for a record deal. You can start it, from the top.
She's definitely treating us like she's Gladys Knight and we the pimp. So where are we as sisters? Right.
I just want y'all to see this. Before we go any further, on that video that y'all just saw with them, who? No shade, Kandi is boring. The only entertainment she gives us when she let her mother disrespect her husband. But now that's getting old. Kandi is boring. I think Kandi and Tasha had the most distinct voices in the group. Tamika and Tiny sound really similar. Tamika is the video. Tamika is the better vocalist. So I agree. If y'all want to call into the show, if you want to be a part of the show, you want to call into the show. You, Melina. This is the this is the link right here. If y'all want to call into the show, y'all want to speak y'all truth, y'all go ahead and y'all call in. But why y'all clicking the link if you're going to call in? I want y'all to check the room. This says from 3 Escape changes their name and the link in the chat. Anybody that want to call in and join the thing, right there in the chat. It says Escape. What is it? From 4 to 3, Escape changes their name to Escape 3 as they sign with CAA management without Kandi. So I'm trying to tell y'all, Kandi trying to be the nice person. Kandi don't want to be the villain no more. This is the original group. See, the sister right here Tamika forgets that fat ass was always there for her, even when Kandi didn't have her back. See, they want y'all to believe stuff like that in that video that they're going to see. This is why the sister look goofy as fuck. She look goofy as hell, even sitting here with Kandi like that. Okay, so Escape had everyone excited when they reunited, even went on a reunion tour last year, as you may already know. Kandi Burruss has chosen to not continue with the group, leaving Tiny, Latasha, and Tamika as the remaining members of the group. That being said, Escape is making another major change by hold on. With that being said, Escape is making another major change by changing their group's name to Escape 3. Yup, y'all peep that the 3 at the end. Ooh, see, even Shade Room people know. Even people that edited, everybody know. Kandi is the problem. Kandi is the reason why these girls can't get it together. Kandi is the reason why these girls are still going around trying to figure out how the hell they're going to figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and how they're going to do it. Kandi is the only reason why they even get in the bag because Kandi is the gatekeeper of the Escape group. It ain't Jermaine Dupri. It's Kandi. How the hell the B level artist is the only one to get it? First of all, and it's crazy. It's Kandi really sweats she got this voice. She sweated because she sung lead on The Voice with all the other girls that she's a real singer. Because when Kandi made her song "I Fly Above All the Haters," I fly above, I fly above, I fly above. It's beneath me. That song ain't going nowhere, girl. That song, I know that song because I'm a fan of the Housewives, and that's why I know that song. Like how I know "Tired for the Party," and I know every other song that you released on that show since you've been on that show. I remember the song that you used to release with Rashida, like that bubblegum bull crap. When y'all were trying to y'all were trying to do y'all love, when she was just getting on Love Hip Hop, and you were trying to, y'all were trying to get her to be on the Housewives, and it wasn't gonna work. There will never be a crossover with Love and Hip Hop and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If it do, that's how you know the ship is even sinking. And all the people who say that, I don't know what I'm talking about when I say the ship of Bravo is sinking. If the ship of Bravo wasn't sinking, why they didn't sign Kim back on, and why didn't Kim feel like she could go back to Bravo or appear back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta to go back there and go get the money that she needed for a house to go when it was going on foreclosure? Because that was the case. Kim would have already did that. Kim would have already saved her, secured her, and they would have already been able to pay her before they would have hit the blog. See what I'm saying? And if it would have hit the blogs, they would have known they would have had enough money to pay her to recoup any damages for any future existing damages she may have to pay as it relates to the house and the mortgage. I keep telling y'all they're getting rid of everybody for a reason and a purpose. Because they can't afford nobody. Bravo is the done for. Bravo is the dead for. And Kandi is dang helping it no better because she want to be executive producer for every show. Do you not realize every show that came out household flop? Hollywood Divas that came and produced by them flopped. Now she trying to have executive produced on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's floppy. Then she tried to produce Kandi in the Game. That's floppy. Then she tried to produce the SWV and that. That's floppy. Everything she put her hands on flop. Everything she touched fell. Everything she touched turns into glitter. Kandi is the Nicki Minaj of girl group. She is the problem. Kandi is the common denominator. I'm not gonna keep giving this so much energy. That's how I feel about Kandi. That's how I feel. It can't nobody change my mind. That's how I know. That's how it is when it comes to that lady. I do not like that. I don't like I don't like the how that lady move, how she operate. I don't know Kandi from a can of paint, but I can tell you. I can tell you that Kandi is a problem, a major problem, a serious problem. She has a major deduction. But anyway, moving on to the next person. Just Smollett. Let me let y'all watch this. Wow.
There, this some next level.
What is it about the escape sound that still resonates so many years later?
People don't harmonize on records like they used to. So I think that is something. And then the cool thing about our group is that everybody sang lead. So each person has a distinctive voice, and you get to hear that throughout the song.
Kandi, you just wrapped Housewives of Atlanta. Give us a little tea about what's going on. There seems to be a lot of upheaval.
Why not help her? You getting frustrated because you won't help her do it. Because I've tried to help both of y'all. It should get to a
Child, another failing show. Anywho, done with the failing show of Kandi. Kandi is just a failing show.
point where you realize you got too much to lose than to be chasing after chicks talking about what's up. Anybody. You was walking up behind the girl. You know you was not over there.
Really, everybody was coming at me for the whole first.
Here she goes. She about to say it. She about to tell y'all exactly. I'm telling y'all about how she the villain, she the problem. Why everybody come at her? Everybody gonna always come at her because she the problem.
Half of filming, and it was a mess. It was a lot of drama, and it was very tough for me because I came.
First of all, the Real Housewives of Atlanta ain't nothing. That's trash. First of all, they had to go back and refilm more episodes of the Real Housewives of Atlanta because remember they just said that when the whole Drew and what? How do you say? Remember she had them. They had the when they said that Drew and Ralph went and they after their whole divorce stunt with them racing down like drag car races to the courthouse up in the streets of Atlanta over there Peachtree. That they decided that they wanted to add more films to the season, so they didn't even finish wrapping up season. They never finished wrapping up season, so they had to go add that into it because the season's already dry, boring, stale, delayed through. Dried and toast and biscuits sitting on the counter after it came from Popeyes, coming from the Uber car, because you already know they ain't giving them no fresh food anyway, because you should have known you should have came and got it yourself if you wanted it that bad anyway. The hell. Moving on. Just Smollett. It's weirder and weirder and weirder. This man, this is